Cancer, this is Regina from Pacific Tarot. Welcome. This is a new moon in Leo reading featured in a couple of days from now. It might be the day, the 24th, the day that you're receiving this video. This is in highlighting Uranus's movement into Gemini, conjuncting Venus in Gemini, which is, at least for me, talking about this emergence of the divine feminine, almost as though a sort of Pele energy, like a volcano, the eruption, but more likely for individuals of us, the emergence of a gift, a talent that we have suppressed for too long, and that we are now looking and understanding the opportunities to integrate this talent or gift into our lives. A wholeness of self into everything we do is now possible in ways that were not possible in the past. So this is beautiful energy. The overall energy for you, Cancer, is the Four of Swords. And this is really, I'm sensing from this card, a real need for protection, a real need to keep yourself safe while you re-explore and explore again a healing path that you've been on for quite a while. There are some very harsh challenges and lessons you have had to integrate into your understanding, particularly of family, loved ones, a sense of betrayal, a sense of resentment towards others who have judged you unfairly, excluded you, rejected you in ways that have never left you. And your recognition that that sense of anger is limiting and harming you, no one else. And this is really a beautiful recognition that simply rejecting the sense of unhappiness, burden, resentment is really limiting your capacity to move forward in all the ways that ultimately you come to accept as gifts, right? These betrayals, these rejections, these hurts, this suffering has helped you to understand who you really are and what you really stand for, principles that you cannot give up. This sense of being who you authentically are as not being acceptable to people who claim to love you has taught you a lot. And it hasn't occluded your love, because that's not the petty person that you are. You are understanding that love can exist along with betrayal, abuse, hurt, but there's a way that one does so by protecting oneself, by accepting and letting go, forgiving those things in order to release the power that they have over you. At the bottom of the deck is the Lord of Cups, and this is the really mature, wizened, nurturing, loving, compassionate person that is consistent throughout all of this mess that you've had to go through, particularly if it's family. And the reason I always evoke family is sometimes no one can hurt us in the way that loved ones can. Those are the folks you figure have your back no matter what. And it's very harsh and very difficult when those people can't stand for you. But what you do learn from that is how you are the bigger person. That just is something you can do, something you can be, and a sort of sense of, a tragic sense of awareness that for some of these other people, that is not possible. They don't know how to be that person that can transcend a sense of sorrow, loss, or hurt, and recognize the value of the love and connection that still exists. I'm going to pull an oracle card for you. And what flips up is the Brazilianite. I always have a hard time with that word, and I love Brazil, but the key word is flexibility. I am flexible and free to be me. Yeah, I do think that this sense of unending compassion is a kind of flexibility and also a kind of spiritual foundation. It is where the flexibility does not mask the strength of purpose and of belief in yourself, faith in yourself, belief in the goodness of others who do bad things, and that forgiveness is what sets you free, denies that power of cruelty over your life. This is a general reading, Cancer. It's not going to resonate for all of you. If you find that this reading resonates, please like this video. You can share it with others if you think they'd enjoy it or be entertained or supported by it in any way. And subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It helps me tremendously, and I really value the community of you, however small, that are there for me, even when I'm not always there for you. So thank you so much in advance. So in the 10th house, this is your social identity, the way others see you, the Three of Jades. You're about building something with a team of friends. And if I'm not mistaken, this very card, or maybe from a different deck, showed up in the same position not too long ago. So you're cooking up something, you're working on something with others. It's all about the quality of care. It's about the quality of a service or a product you're creating. There needs to be excellence because this excellence is reflecting upon your vast experience and knowledge in some specific regard. You're deeply aligned with whoever you're working with. This can be anything from building a better mouse to taking care of a loved one. So you are a teammate on that, in that effort, and you are bringing your best to the thinking out and the creating solutions and strategies to manage this. But what you're creating is something that is of value to others. In the first house, the Eight of Jades, you're working very hard on something. You're really diligent, and I get a feeling that you are kind of clearing the decks. You're fixing something up. You are needing to declutter before you do that, but you're fixing something up so that you can it can find its place, pride of place in your home, your office, in your business, in your family. That you understand that this renovation, redecoration, reconstruction is essential to how you feel about the pride that represents your level of success, but more importantly, your integrity. This feels as though something stands in for your whole sense of principles and values, and that's what's important to you. So work is absolutely a quality of that representation that is important to you, and it is important to you that this be you be ready for the opportunity. It almost can feel like you fixing up your house in preparation to sell it, kind of thing. That's just an idea that pops up. This can be, you know best what this may be in reference to. In the 4th house, the Moon card. This is, a lot of people associate this with Pisces, which I don't dispute, but this card really resonates to me for you as the Moon is your ruling planet, even though the Moon is not a planet, right? This is really about the hidden, deep stuff that you, I believe, are grappling with right now overall. And this is absolutely about your values and your principles. I think you are reviewing the ways in which you may have experienced some harsh lessons from others who you consider close, and you're recognizing the things that you won't sacrifice uh, in exchange for the approval or the closeness or the friendship of someone who has been abusive, who has been unkind. That you won't team up with others to be unkind to someone else who may have had a similar experience to you of being rejected, of being excluded, of being judged or denounced in some way. But this does take you on a path of your own triggers and discomfort, behaviors of others that intimidate you, that make you fearful. And in many ways, it sort of connects you up with that core of you that is unbowed, that does have more than faith, that believes in who you are as you are. In the seventh house of significant others, the Devil card. Now, this is again feeling as though it may be um, the recognition of some kind of unjust or oppressive authority in your life. This can be anything from a partner to a boss to a sister to a parent. It can be anyone. There's a way in which you have maybe stuck with a job or stuck in a relationship that really didn't foster a sense of capacity for you, really didn't give you the support for the things that were important to you, or did not welcome your support in attempting to build something for the greater good, a good that includes your self-interest and perhaps a sense of staying in it for too long. How did I stay here for such a long time? Why did I tolerate this for so long? How did this kind of behavior or treatment become normal to me? And these are questions you're asking yourself. I do think that the recognition of that kind of limitation. This can be something perhaps a partner's going through, that you're trying to support them in their recognition of some kind of unhealthy pattern or habit in their lives as well. But this can be unhappy habits. In the first house, the Eight of Jades is clarified by the Tower in the second house and the Five of Wands in the third house. Yeah, there's something is blowing up here. Something that you thought you could rely on, something that perhaps this can be a resource of yours. Perhaps this is the reason that you feel compelled to sell your home, for instance, or sell something that will help to give you the resources to cope or deal with some kind of catastrophe. This can be some investment not panning out, maybe taking a bigger hit than you anticipated. But you are trying to work that out with a team of people. This can be legal advisement, the advisement of friends and family, their ideas about possible solutions. But I do see you working this out, this unexpected change, this unexpected loss, or this can be a loss or a change that is a blessing in disguise, that actually puts you in touch, in communication with those intimates who you usually or have been creating a lot of distance with, who you are not in the habit uh, currently of consulting with or sharing confidences with. I see perhaps that precise pool of people coming together and really having to work this out. And along the way, perhaps revealing some secrets, some participation that wasn't above board, or some information that everyone else didn't have. In the fourth house, the Tower or the Moon card is clarified by the Chariot in the fifth house and the Three of Wands in the sixth house. It feels as though the Chariot is a card that is often associated with Cancer. But this feels like this goes back to, and I feel like I'm repeating this all the time, a sense of self-acceptance. An acceptance that you maybe don't fit easily into the team or the family or the group that you're a part of, that and yet that your difference is specific and necessary to making something better, to improving upon something. You may be the voice of conscience in a group that is debating a solution to something that has been unexpected. You may be the only one who is able to see clearly through to a solution, a way that obfuscates all of these sort of murky, messy relationships, particularly if they are family-based. You take pride in your ability to do so, to think outside of the box, and that helps the whole group to get behind a real solution that is going to take you through this, what feels like a catastrophe or spectacular loss. In the sixth house, the Three of Wands is really about you emerging from this solution that you're presenting, that you're leading, and really looking at the means by which you were able to affect this improvement, this save, as a method, something that you do. This is a way that you are able to help others. Others are now inspired to ask you for your input on the way things can be worked so that everyone is included. This can be a way of teaching, a way of training others, a way of teaching certain skills that improve upon the working or domestic environment, a way of expanding on a family business, perhaps, taking what's left from something and really building out something that is a part of a partnership, a family partnership or business where you are looking to other organizations to partner with. The seventh house devil is clarified by the King of Pentacles in the eighth house and the Two of Pentacles in the ninth house. Part of the strength of your mastery is your ability to work in alignment with your own best interest, to be practical, to do the work, and to recognize when you have enough, when you have more than enough, and to understand the responsibility of your success in sharing that with others in whatever way that works for you. It almost feels like an authority figure is gracing you with some kind of resource or support. This can be a parent, this can be a partner, this can be a friend. It feels like someone who you would have worked with or for in the past, but this person is there to show you how to do this well. It feels like you're creating something out of a difficult situation, and you're getting support to build that out, to create something. Someone is pouring energy into your vision. And here you are looking at how you can take what you know you're good at and expand upon that. So I almost feel like you're writing a proposal, or perhaps you're being invited by a distant organization to partner, to create a proposal. Some funding body is inviting your application. Something like that is going on. Travel could absolutely be involved, but your idea, your seed, is one that is being viewed favorably for its impact now. So this feels very timely. And I'm dying to know what it is you're up to, Cancer. The Three of Jades in the 10th house is clarified by the Strength card in the 11th house, and the Three of Swords in the 12th house. All of the energy it has taken you to get through a situation where you were abandoned, where you overcame some incredibly harsh challenges. And those can be physical challenges as well as social ones. It isn't just people doing you dirty. It can be some poverty or some lack or some difficult times that you were able to overcome. And the strength that was required meant that you didn't change your core. You didn't change your values. You stayed true to your faith and belief in your ability and the belief in the ability of others to persevere, to keep at it, knowing that you, in fact, this team, a family system, are indeed the strong one, despite appearances. It's not the first time this message has come through for you, Cancer. The Three of Swords is really your ability to learn and keep learning, the gift of pain and suffering that keeps on giving. And by that I mean that your healing doesn't stop. You haven't finally figured out how and why you felt marginalized by your family or a group of friends or in a working environment, and then that's done and dusted. No, instead, you realize that these memories continue to be triggered by events you're experiencing now, and that our strength is not in fixing this. Our strength is confronting it and looking at where that fear comes from, and naming it, coming through it, reinvesting in your belief in yourself and your capacity, and moving forward on that basis, not on the basis of fear or revenge. I'm going to finish this reading with a Seed and Sickle Oracle card. Ooh. And I've got Bluebell, and it has a couple of arrows going through a book, like a hefty tome of some sort. Number 17 is the number of the star, and so that bodes very well for your ability to envision an improvement in your life and in the life of others. So that feels very consistent for you. And Bluebell reads, sorry for the hot rodder outside, previously laid plans feel like they're starting to fall apart. If you don't stop and mend them now, it's only going to cause issues further down the line. The gummy sap of the bluebell has historically been used in bookbinding and fletching. It's even a natural insecticide, providing an extra protection against damage. Whatever glue you use in this situation, take the time you need to find the correct solution and set things right now, or you'll end up doing the work again in the near future. Food for thought indeed, Cancer. If you've enjoyed this content, check out more content here, and until next time, namaste.